people, in today's video we're going to learn how to draft a shorts, an Ankara shorts. So we are going to be drafting our pattern. I'm sure you are already excited. Please do keep an open mind. Whenever you learn new techniques, new ideas in sewing, we don't just have one way to sew. We all learn differently, and I'm sharing my own knowledge with you. So please, I'll be glad if you also go on this journey with me. And to get started, just get your pattern paper, get your ruler, get all the things you would need for drafting this pattern, and let us draft together. So for this pattern, there are some key measurements we need to take. I'm going to take it step by step, and we're going to be working in inches. The key measurements we need is our waist measurement. So you take that one tightly around your waist where you want your pants to sit. Your hip measurement, your thigh measurements, just right by your thigh. You also need your knee measurement, where you want the shorts to get to. So I have all of that already, and I'm going to start squaring them on the pattern. My waist measurement, I'll just come down by 1 inch from the top of this line. For my hip measurement, I'm going to come down to 9 inches below my waistline. That will be my hip measurement. So this is our crotch line, and now the length of our pants. So I'm going to leave it for 24 inches. So here is my waistline, here is my hip line, here is my crotch, and here is my end of the pattern paper. I'm going to come from this part of the paper and mark my hip measurement. I'll start with my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 42 inches. So I'm going to divide my hip measurement by 4 and add 0.5 to my total division. So if I say my hip is 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. Then I'll add 0.5 to 10.5. That will give me 11 inches here. So I've marked my 11 inches for that point. And my thigh measurements will be marked on this crotch line here. My thigh is 26 inches. Please take it tightly around it. Don't leave too much excesses. If my thigh is 26 inches, divide your thigh measurement by 2. That is 13 inches. So I'll just mark exactly that 13. Do not add anything to your thigh measurement. Now take the same measurement you have, which is 11 inches on the hip line. That same 11 inches, just come to the waist and mark 11 inches that way, like so. Now on this point, come back to that waistline and go in by 0.5 inch on the side here, so that we can have a slanted joining here. From this point, take your waist measurement, and my waist measurement is 32 inches. 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches. So I'm going to mark 8 inches and add 1 inch to that 8 inches for my dart. So this is my 8 inches here. I hope we can see that 8 inches here. Then I'll add this 1 inch for placement of my dart. So now this point will be joined to this point here. Okay, so let me slant here, which is my crotch depth. So now I'll join this to this. Right, so I have that. Then I'll come here and join this part to this part. Can you see I'm not really using the curved part to join this together? Just like using a straight ruler. So we are through with the top. Remember the steps, guys. Just follow whatever I've done here. Follow it that way. Come to your knee. Let me go to the bottom. So come to that knee line at this point here, at this edge, and go in by 1.25 inches. That's here for me. So now we're going to use our curve ruler, but do not place your curve ruler this way. Place it this way because we want it to go in. So from there, mark it like so, up onto that point. You see how fitted this is going to be. Just follow whatever I tell you to do. Just follow it. See, I'm taking it step by step. Now mark your knee circumference on this point, and my own knee circumference is 18 inches, so I'll divide 18 inches by 2, and if I divide 18 by 2, I have 9 here. Now I can use my straight ruler to rule this point to this point. Use your curved ruler here, use your straight ruler here. Now go back to your waistline and mark your dart. I'll make my dart 5 inches for this part. So I'll mark 5 inches there. Then I'll come and mark half inch beside it. Right? So I'll draw a straight line now. So my dart is 5 inches long, and now I'll mark it there. So your pockets will start from here and stop by 7 inches here. So that will be where you can put your hand in for your pockets. Now let's quickly draft the back of this pants. Let me cut this out. Alright guys, before I quickly cut my back for this pants, this is actually the fabric I'm going to be using. It's like leftover scrap fabric. I've used them for projects before. I'm short together, they are not even up to 1.5 yards, but I'm going to use it anyway. So that means my short is not going to be this long anymore, because when I measure this, I'll use this for the front and use this for the back. So when I measure it, I'm just doing this for the purpose of explaining how to go about it. So measuring this, I have just about 17 inches. So I can make my short just 17 inches long, not 24 like I said earlier. So let me just cut this to 17 inches. Please, if you have more fabric, you can extend your shorts, your pants to a longer length. But based on the fabric I have, that's why I'm using just 17 inches. Now this is my pattern for the back. I'm going to place the front on the back. But before then, I'm going to draw 2 inches here on this back line. Let me take my tape rule and do that. Now we are doing this because your bum at the back, yeah, the bum at the back will take up a whole lot of space. If you do not have a protruded bum, or your bum is not so big, you could do maybe 1 inch or 1.5, but my bum is actually big, so that's why I'm using a 2-inch space here to make allowance for the bum. So this is for the back here. I'll just retrace everything that is here. Here is still the same thing. Retrace everything here back. So on this side of my waist, I'm going to come out by 1.5 inch here. Let me place something here so it doesn't move. I'll come out by 1.5 inch. You know, it's coming to the top. Let me extend this up here. So to the top here, I'll take in 1.5 inch. On the hip, this is my hip line, I'm going to go out by 2.25 inches here. And on this crotch, I'm going to go out by 3 inches here. So here is 2.25, here is 1.5, and here is 3 inches. Now I'm going to curve it along this side. You can as well as also rule all these lines, just square it out. Use the direction of what we have drawn earlier to go out. Yeah, so from here, add 2 inches to your measurement here, which stops here, and just rule a straight line to that point. Now we're going to connect this together. Remember, even if you were getting to your knee, add 2 inches. If you want me to do a trouser, a proper trouser, please just leave it in the comment section below. I'll be glad to do that as well. So here I'm going to just rule because your waist for the back naturally curves in, and here will be our dart. You can transfer the dart point of the back using a pin or a thumb flag. You can use a pin, so I'll just use a pin. See, that's where I'll know where the dart hole is for the back. So when I remove it, I can redraw my dart to that point. So now for this crotch depth at the back, instead of it to be directly on this line, you can go lower than that because of the bum in. You know, your bum has kind of like an inner at the back, so just go lower than that for 0.25. so your crotch should get to this point. I'm just redrawing it to that point instead of this. It's just like I'm removing 0.25 from the initial crotch, so it goes lower and gives you space for your bum to go in there, right? So this is all what we need for our back, and our pockets is still the same thing, right? Let's cut it. If you don't want to put your dart at the back of this pattern, this same 1 inch that you measured here, come to this point and remove the 1 inch up onto that 6 inches mark here, up onto this point we have here, yeah, just by this part here. So you come and remove the 1 inch to that point if you don't want a dart at the back. But if you're fine with the dart at the back, go ahead and redraw this dart line here, and you hold it when you're sewing. But I think I'm going to remove the back dart. I do not want a back dart, so let me measure my 1 inch here, and I'm going to redraw this for the back. This is how my back looks like, and this is how my front looks like. So let me go now ahead and cut this on the fabric. Alright guys, so I just finished cutting this. I thought I had pressed the record button, but I didn't know it didn't record. So I just finished cutting this now, right? Exactly, I just placed it exactly how I told you I'll place it. And this is my front, I cut 2, and this is my back. I also notched the part for the pockets, for the front and the back, right? So I'm going to cut a band for this and the pockets that will go in this. Okay, I want to make my pockets about 10 inches long. Let me cut it across here. So I'll place my hand now and I'll draw this from here. Okay, so I'm going to cut this on my fabric. first thing to do is to sew the darts. I hope we can see the darts here. Let me draw the darts for the back too. So now we are going to sew along this dart here like so, and here like so. Let me sew the darts quickly. I've already closed up my dart for the front. I sewed it to about 7 inches long, and now the next thing I'm going to do is sew along this crotch here, this crotch. Let me pin it there, and I'll do the same thing to I'm sewing 1/2 inch on both sides of the crotch for the front and for the back. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, so we've sewn the crotch. We've sewn this inseam here. This is called the inseam. We have sewn the inseam and we have put the pockets on each side of this pants. So now we are going to come to sew the crotch here. Place it together. It should meet up here. So I'll pin the crotch down like so. And I'll just sew it 1/2 inch along that line like so. I'll sew it there. That one is for the crotch. Now come to the side seam. Place this on this pockets matching up like so. Place the front and the back like so. Let them match up, and I'll pin it to along that side. I'll pin it up here. So now this pocket side, you are not going to sew the pockets closed. You are going to just sew it from this point, maybe up onto this point. Just sew it about 1 inch close from that top, 1 inch close. So we'll have 6 inches for your hand. Then now you are going to sew it close from here round this pocket. So let me pin it. So remember, sew it close about 1 inch. Just sew from here down to about 1 inch, right? Then you sew it from there round and go down, right? Alright guys, so we have joined everything. My pockets are very well put together. I've also hemmed the bottom of my pants. Now I need to infuse a zip because this pants is just fitted, it's snug. So this is the zip I have. I'll be infusing this here at the front along the crotch. You could also put your zipper at the back if you do not mind having a zipper at the back. I actually think I'll put it at the back for me. Let's put the zipper at the back. Okay, so I will just mark where the iron is. I'm going to mark it about here. So that's where my zipper is going to stop. So I'm going to loosen my seam and reinforce this stitch. I'm going to tighten it. I'm going to back stitch here a couple of times so it doesn't loosen more. And now I'm just going to put my zipper. So I'm going to sew the zipper along that part. And the next thing, the last thing to put is a band. So let's quickly finish it up. Alright guys, so I have pinned the band in place now. I'll just go ahead and sew along in this gutter. Guys, so we are through with this tutorial. Everything looks all snug and beautiful. I have my pockets, I have my hemmed bottom, everything is beautiful, and I held in the crotch more. This is my zipper here, so I'll go ahead and put a hook and eye here to hold that snug in place. So guys, if you did enjoy this tutorial, give me a thumbs up, a huge thumbs up. Also subscribe guys, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for the comments. Keep it rolling in. If you want to see a trouser pattern drafting, or you want to see a palazzo pants, you want to see me make it and try it out, I want to see so much likes on this video, guys. Give me so much likes on this video so that I'll be encouraged to go ahead to get fabric to try those out as well for you. Also guys, please do not forget to support me in whatever way you can. You can see my details in the description box below for business purposes and even for social, to just say hi. I'll be glad to read from you. Thank you guys. Till we see in our next tutorial. Stay safe. God bless.